So in today's video we're going to be making these light up crystal pendants. Let's go! We are back again. So these little lights from Amazon, these came in 30 warm white, and you just twist them to turn them on. And what we're going to try today, I'm going to use UV resin, the Let's Resin UV resin. This was just a trial run, but we're gonna try it again properly. It can be a little bit messy, but we've got these pendant molds, these crystal pendant molds. Again, all links that I use I'll pop into the description box below. So this is quite important to get this right, because the light emits from the sides, but we want the light concentrated going down into the crystal. So luckily these come off. Now you do want to glue these back on once you've taken them off, because what could happen is that once we've submerged that in the resin, that could come off with that cap. But what we're going to do to begin with, just to prepare this ready for the piece, is just get some foil. So what we want to do is just coil that up inside that lid so that the light doesn't emit from the side. So I've just got an old brush. I'm just going to wrap the foil around that handle and then just pop that inside the clear area. So when we put that back on, see the light, it still does a little bit, but not as much. It's more concentrated downwards. These really are bright. And they all come with the batteries inside. They've got three batteries inside. LR41 cell batteries. Right, so let's get prepared. So I'm just pouring my UV resin into my container. Hopefully I've got enough left in this bottle. It is running out. But I like to get every drop out. And I have my light, you can see just on the left, and we're going to need to stand it up for this. Come on. So for the colours, we've got the liquid pigment dyes. Now don't go over the top of this, because your resin will not cure if you do. It won't cure properly. So I'm going to go with a purple. Because the blue, what happens, it reacts with the UV light and it went a green colour. I didn't quite like that, so we're going to go with a purple instead on this one. And the good thing about these is that you don't need to worry about bails, because you already have the necklace part that you can just hang on a choker or whatever you want to use. So now just cleaning my stick. As always, massive shout out to my channel members and to new channel members. Thank you very much for signing up. That link is in the description box below, as well as the products. So I'm just going to thoroughly mix this in. I don't want it very streaky, and I might have to add just one more drop. The colour, because that is really dull. So we're going to go in with one more, and then just thoroughly mix that in like so. Let me come back in a moment. Right, so what I'm going to do with that coloured resin, it doesn't matter, I'm just going to put a tiny amount just inside this gap. I've just pulled it out a tiny amount, just to glue that in place so that we're not going to lose it. Just push that down, wipe off any excess, and then just give that a quick blast with our light until that is cured. Now for the messy part. So we don't need to fill this right up, because the bulb has to go into the resin as well. and it can overspill just slightly. So it's just a case of taking off that excess, or removing the excess from the edge once we've inserted the bulb. I can see a little speckle of something in my resin. I don't want that in there. I think it's gone now. I think that's enough. We're still going to get a bit of overspill. So we now just carefully insert the bulb and just make sure that the whole of that bulb is inside the resin. And you can see that has overspilt, which is fine. We can just wipe that off. Just clean that up as best you can. We can also remove any dried resin afterwards. But the cleaner now, the easier it will be in the long run. And get another dry piece of towel and just make sure it's as clean as possible. Okay, might have a few bubbles in there, but so we're just going to stand that now inside our light. And thanks to my viewers, holding down the power button on this light does set it for 2 minutes. This light is from the Let's Resin UV kit. It's a really good little light. So I'm going to give that 2 minutes, and then we're going to turn it around and give it another 2 minutes. And another tip with these is that they do come in different colours. Some of them flash, some of them don't. I will try and find the exact ones that I've used, but just make sure you read the description or the reviews and just make sure that they're definitely the right ones before you buy them. That was our first 2 minutes. I always find that 4 minutes is just about enough for these pendant moulds, for the light to penetrate through, because they are pretty thick. And then just to make sure that the tip is definitely cured, I'm just going to rest that on top of the light for another minute. Okay, the fun part. Trying to get it out of the mould. Normally we'd run this under water, soapy water, to work it down into the mould, but I'm just going to squeeze the mould and spray some of my release spray just down the gap, and then just massage that all the way through. You can see it's working its way down, so that should now, you can see it's already starting to slide out, which is good. It's pretty clean as well. We'll just make sure there's no sharp edges. I use a cuticle tool and just go around and just clean up any sharp edges that there might be. That's a really nice colour. That spray has kind of dulled down the surface of the resin a little bit, but it'll clean up. There's a tiny little bubble in there, but hopefully that will look okay. Let's see. That is really, really cool. You can't really see the big bubble. You can see some of the little ones, but I quite like those. And look how strong that light is at the bottom of the crystal. It's really, really nice. So again, you can just pop these straight onto a necklace, or you can use a jump ring, and then you just twist them again to turn them off. So stunning piece, just as it is. But you have the added bonus of the light for nighttime. Something to play around with anyway, guys. Hope you liked the video. As always, give the video a thumbs up, drop me a comment to help with the algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit that button for me, help the channel grow. I will see you for the next one. Bye for now.